Well, hello, welcome to the AGMK Sports Complex in Almaty in Uzbekistan, as AGMK of Uzbekistan take on Sepahan of Iran, former Asian Champions League finalists, the Iranian side who reached the final back in 2007. They were beaten by Iran Reds, the current Asian champions. And Sepahan dreaming of returning to those sort of levels again. It is match day 3 of the 2023-24 Asian Champions League campaign, and AGMK have plenty of work to do, having lost both of their opening matches. Beaten 3-0 away to Al Ittihad, the unquestionable group favourites, who are currently second in the table behind Al-Quwa Al-Jawiya of Iraq, who have made a good start. Remember, only one definite place is available in the last 16 from each group, and then the 6 best placed runners-up will also go through to the last 16 of the AFC Champions League. Last season in its present format, of course, there will be a Champions League Elite and a Champions League 2 next season. Sepahan come into this certainly in the better form of the two sides. A victory 4-1 at home to Sanat Naft in their last league game. They're unbeaten in 2 since a 4-1 loss in a friendly to Zenit St. Petersburg. Domestically, the form is okay for AGMK, having won 3 in a row, including a penalty shootout victory just a few days ago against Nav Bahor in the Uzbekistan Cup. But in the Asian Champions League, they have struggled, having lost their last 2. It's around about 13 degrees centigrade this evening. Night has fallen in Almaty, and they really do need a victory here to get themselves into the conversation of potential qualification. For Sepahan, it's only their second game. The match against Al Ittihad of Saudi Arabia on the 2nd of October was postponed. They are yet to play at home in the group stage of the competition. They drew 2-2 away to Al-Quwa Al-Jawiya. If they could pick up the 3 points here, 4 points in the bag with 3 home games still to come, would put them in a pretty decent position. These two sides meet again. It is the pivotal match day, of course, match day 3 and 4, where the sides play each other consecutively, home and away. So on the 6th of November, the sides will meet in Sepahan. Pre-match meet and greet. Ahmad Al-Ali of Kuwait is the referee. Now those Sepahan supporters have made the journey to Uzbekistan. Let's take a look at the side then that Murday Al-Kasimov has chosen. Sanyar Tursunov is the captain. Oybek Rustamov needs to be careful. A yellow card for him would see him suspended for the return match in Iran. We are expecting a back 5 for AGMK this evening, 4 in midfield, and Mirjakam Mirakhmadov as the lone striker. 3 Kuwaiti officials, with Hiroki Kasahara of Japan as part of the team as well. And the video assistant referees also hailing from Kuwait. 2 captains, Sanyar Tursunov and Payam, the Sepahan goalkeeper. They're expected to line up in a 4-4-2 this evening, with Reza and Issa wearing 5 and 7, leading the line. Darbo, the Burkina Faso international, holding the centre of midfield with Gorbani. Sepahan, 5-time Persian Gulf Pro League winners. As we take a look at the two benches, the Brazilian Nielsen in danger of a suspension should he come on and receive a yellow card. So some protection being afforded to Nielsen amongst the Sepahan substitutes this evening. 4-time Iranian Cup winners. Sepahan, a much renowned club in all levels of Iranian sport. Futsal club, football club, basketball and handball as well. A club that has spawned many Iranian international footballer. AGMK then, sitting on bottom of Group C. No points in the bag so far. They're hoping to change that this evening. Sepahan, who very nearly picked up the 3 points against Al Jawiya, conceded a goal 2 minutes from the end though to turn what would have been a commendable 2-1 victory into a 2-2 draw. 4 points after 2 games would effectively put them level with Al-Quwa Al Jawiya. It's going to be Sepahan in the yellow to get us underway. He played out wide straight away towards Javad. Komilov was there to put the foot in. Front foot, AGMK with their captain Tursunov towards Komilov in a bit of space here. Switched across by Kosimov. Now Ismailov towards Mirakhmadov. Touched off by Giasov. Possession here for AGMK. Sepahan aside, who are very comfortable in possession of the ball. Ismailov towards Rachmanov. And Rachmanov clears it away under pressure from Issa. They're out by Zakipor. By Komilov. They've only scored the 1 goal in their opening 2 matches so far. Murdi Al Qasim side, who were beaten 3-0 in Jeddah against Al Ittihad, and then the goal that Hagnazari scored 9 minutes from time against Al-Quwa Al Jawiya was a mere consolation. They were 2-0 down at the time. Jose Moraes, the Portuguese coach of Sepahan. Plenty of links between Iranian and Portuguese football. Zakipor with the throw for Sepahan. Back with Payam. Komilov, seeing plenty of it on the left side. Throw from Komilov. Javad stepping in and, well, thought he'd won the ball. It's a free kick, though. The foul on Denisov. And he stayed down here, Vitaly Denisov. And the yellow card shown for Aria. The arm across the face. Seems quite a harsh yellow card, that one. Denisov down, player capped 72 times now by Uzbekistan. He's 36 years of age. Player comfortable on the seems in some pain here, Denisov. It looked fairly innocuous, actually, the initial challenge. The yellow card, something of a surprise, and indeed the length of time that Denisov has been down as well. Spent a lot of time playing in Russia, Denisov, and Ukraine. Played with the likes of Dnipro, CSK Moscow, Rubin Kazan, Rota Volgograd. Uzbekistan Player of the Year as recently as 2013. It was at CSK Moscow when they won the UEFA Cup. Nearly, what, 18 years ago now. It does have a cut above the eye. It's amazing how deceptive it can be sometimes. It just looked like a flailing arm that caught him. Years now since Sepahan have been champions of Iran. This title coming in 2015. Runners up last season, as they were in 2020-21 campaign, which was enough to see them qualify directly for the Champions League group stage. Yeah, that was the arm across the face from Aria. Played down the line with way too much on it. It's a goal kick for Sepahan. We're a club that were pretty adept at getting out of the group stages of the Champions League, but not so in recent times. Failed to negotiate the group stage the last 5 times they've been in it, last reaching the quarter-finals in 2012, some 11 years ago now. Won by Zakipor, back from Mohamed Javad. Zakipor again. Aria forwards, who's on a yellow card now, needs to be a little bit careful. So one of the 2 up front that Sepahan have come with. Ambitious lineup. That's off to take the throw. Seems okay. Now he's been well and truly patched up. Zakipor with the header. Bit of space here for Ramin to use. Ramin again with the outside of the boot, the little flick on from Reza. And AGMK get it away. Here's Danesh. Danesh and Aria both looking very comfortable in possession of the ball in these early stages. Back with Payam. There's Ramin. Now Denisov. Played out towards Ramin. Bit of space here on the edge of the penalty area, and the shot just driven wide. Well, the first real opening. Falling to Aria. There's Komalov. Mirakmadov. Bit of space now for Giasov. Surrounded by 3 yellow shirts. Opportunity here. Ambitious effort. Darbo getting the block in from Kosimov's effort. And then cleared away by Payam. Darbo. It's Kosimov. Now Denisov. Doesn't seem to have affected him too much, the knock on the head. Minutes gone, 0-0. Only half chance so far, falling to Aria, who's certainly been involved in these early stages. Having gotten himself a yellow card as well. Throw into the box. Solid header away. The chase on here though. There's Giasov. And Terzanov, the captain. Cezar Terzanov, certainly a key man for this side. 49 caps for Uzbekistan. Touch back to the goalkeeper, knocked away by Payam. Now Denisov. Played into the penalty area, not a bad ball either. Giasov on the end of it. Tries to get bodies forward now, here's Tursunov. More progressive play there though from AGMK. Haven't really put the Sepahan defence under an awful lot of pressure so far, despite having a fair degree of the ball in the opening quarter of an hour here. Issa looked up for his strike partner Reza, who was nowhere near him. It's Ramin the furthest forward actually, the right back. There's Komalov. Giasov looking for options, not too many in the penalty area. Rakhmadov in the centre. One or two appeals, but I think Zakipor got the ball. Certainly would have been the harshest of penalties. Here's Gorbani. Switched on by Javad to Reza. Ramin to Gorbani. By Gorbani again. Hamid Javad's flag up for offside, a rather needless offside actually. The opportunity out there to look right across the line. Lines on the pitch would have given him a clue as well. Rakhmanov. Flick on by Rakhmadov. Now Ramin, who's looked to get forward at every opportunity, the Sepahan right back. Foot in by Ismailov. Komalov. That's an awful lot there of Giasov. Gorbani under pressure. Giasov has done well, and the shot is fired just over the top from Rakhmadov. Well, that was certainly a chance. That's a good save, actually. Got a hand to that, really strong hand by Payam. And that was all from the work of Giasov, putting Gorbani under pressure. First real sight of goal for AGMK and for Rakhmadov, their lone centre forwards. Kasanov with the corner, in swinger, Payam got a fist to it, struggling to get it away. Darbo was struggling. And Ismailov got a foot to it and put it over the top. Well, the referee's seen something in there he's not particularly happy with. Lovely delivery. Put the goalkeeper Payam under all sorts of pressure, and then Ismailov frustrated. He took a somewhat of a wild swing at it. Zakipor. He's left that one a bit short. It was a poor ball to Danesh. There's Tursunov for Giasov. A chance to counter. Well, Kyan has gone down. He felt that he was caught. Referee tried to wave play on. I think he wanted a bit more action than that, did Kyan, but the referee perfectly happy with the challenge, just pulled him to his feet and has pretty much told him to get on with it. He's going to talk himself into the book if he's not careful. Bundled over there by Komalov. Here's Gorbani. Darbo. Spread out wide towards Kyan. Touch off by Issa. Now Ramin. Darbo trying to cover across. Nuragmadov with an awful lot of work to do there though. And now it's back with Payam. Here's Darbo. Vastly experienced player. He was actually born in Marseille in France and represented France at under-21 level before switching to Burkina Faso in 2018. Played for some good clubs, began his career at Montpellier, had a loan at Blackburn Rovers in England for a while, without making a senior appearance. Saint-Etienne, Fiorentina in Serie A, and Rizespor in Turkey. Here's Reza. Now Zakipor. Ahmed Javad outside him, swings the cross in. And Rachmanov had to make sure that he got that one away. Both teams have had spells of keeping possession of the ball. Sepahan certainly looked the more measured. AGMK have shown on the counter, and with their pressing they can cause problems. It's a foul, it's a free kick. Mohamed Javad, the player taken down. Opportunity here for Sepahan. Javad, who's come through the ranks at Sepahan, one of their under-21 listed players. A creative midfielder with plenty of potential. Ergashev getting the wall organised. Work here, it's driven in goalwards and it's in! And Sepahan take the lead. It was Zakipor's delivery. Well, who managed to get the final touch on it? It was such a dangerous ball that AGMK couldn't defend against it, and nothing that Ergashev could do. Sinking feeling again for the Uzbeks, who have lost their opening 2 games and now behind. Was there a touch at all? Well, Issa clenched his fist in celebration, but I think that's gone straight in from Zakipor. The run of Issa certainly made the goalkeeper take his eye off the ball. Yeah, he didn't celebrate, did he, instinctively like a striker would if he scored it. I think it's Zakipor's goal, directly from the free kick. Oh, there's a VAR check now for a possible offside. So there might yet be a reprieve for AGMK. It's whether the defender is actually behind him. Plays him on. Did he even touch the ball? There's always this argument, isn't there, whether the player touches the ball or not, whether or not he's interfering just by being there. He certainly affected the mindset of Payam, the AGMK goalkeeper. It's a tight one, this. It's a difficult one, and that's why the check is ongoing. It's a great free kick from Zakipor, though. delivered into a really dangerous position. I don't think Issa did touch it, but impossible to say. Now he's going across to take a look himself here, Ahmad Alali. Usually for offsides, it's fairly straightforward, and the VAR tells the main match referee whether it's offside or not, but he's coming across to take a look and join the conversation, because this is a strange one. It is one of those that falls into a grey area. Zakipor hits the free kick. I think if Issa touches it, he's offside and the goal is disallowed, but it's whether or not he feels that he's affected the goalkeeper. Yeah, no goal. I think it's the right decision, actually. We've seen some of those given before at times, where the player is clearly interfering just by being there, and his presence alone is enough to put off the goalkeeper, because, let's be honest, if Issa wasn't there, then Agashev does save that. So a reprieve for AGMK. Zakipor's goal is ruled out, and it remains 0-0. "25 minutes gone at the OKMK Sports Complex. Stadium that can hold around about 12,000 when full. Ramin, now Darbo. So towards Issa. Touches it off for Ramin. And now Kyan in a bit of space. Ramin on the overlap. Ooh, just couldn't get there, and it's drifted behind for a corner. It's a painful one as well when you land on the apron of the pitch. Sepahan certainly having the edge as far as this match is concerned now. Certainly having a lot more of the ball. AGMK started brightly enough. He just got enough on the ball there, didn't he? The defender, Komilov. Again here for Denisov. He's the player that, as you can see, took the whack to the just above the eye from Aria. As though his game's going to be over. Ulukbek Sunatov is stripped and ready for action. It's still bleeding heavily, that, isn't it? There's some blood from behind the back of the head there, as you can see. As though they are going to take the sensible option and bring on Sunatov. So an enforced change for AGMK. Now they face the corner. Just too high. Whistle goes anyway, free kick for AGMK. Significant success has come in the Uzbekistan Cup competition they won in 2018. They were runners-up the following 2 seasons, reached 3 successive Uzbekistan Cup finals, AGMK. Ishmailov. Giasov beaten to it. That's the substitute, Sunatov. Looks as though Sunatov has gone into the centre of the defence, and Sardor Rachmanov pushing across to right back to fill the void left by Vitaly Denisov. On by Rachmanov. Zakipor. Now Gobani. Back from Darbo. He is a steadying influence in the centre of that Sepahan midfield. That was one straight over the top. It was a nice idea. Ramin, the right back again, the furthest forward. He loves to get by Kayan if he can on this near side. Good pressing here from Sepahan. AGMK just about play their way out of trouble. Here's Giasov. So half an hour gone, 0-0. Zakipor thought he'd given Sepahan the lead with a free kick that went directly in. Mirakhmadov, the lone striker for AGMK, had their best chance. After some good pressing from Giasov, won the ball from Gobani. It was a terrific save from Payam, the Sepahan keeper and captain. Javad back to Danish. Now Darbo. Good ball through the middle. And he's onto this here. Good save by Ergashev. And what a chance for Ramin. The right back with a real eye for getting forwards. And it was neat football from Sepahan to set up the opportunity. The angle did favour the goalkeeper, but it's still a good block from Ergashev. Great run from Ramin. But Sepahan continue to look the more likely of the two sides. Ramin across to take the corner now. In-swinger with the right foot. Oh, the goalkeeper's made a real mess of it. And Sepahan take the lead in the most bizarre circumstances. Terrible error from Ergashev, having just made that terrific save from Ramin. And then the right back himself swings the corner in, and Ergashev basically drops it into the back of his own net. Well, who'd be a goalkeeper? There is a classic example of the highs and lows of it in quick succession. Well, will Ramin be credited with the goal, or will it be an Ergashev own goal? Lovely swing on the ball from Ramin. But that is an awful piece of goalkeeping. There's no other way of describing it. I mean, he just has to catch that. And he has fumbled it against his post and into the back of his own net. Oh, what an awful moment. And it's AGMK 0, Sepahan 1, and there will be no VAR reprieve this time. Ramin. Switching the play across. Ramin again. Swings the cross in this time. Kosimov with the header away. Here's Darbo. Well, I'm sure Ramin would have rather scored the first one. It was a lovely move to open up AGMK. But a good save from Ergashev. But that good save will be completely forgotten now after what happened from the resulting corner. Horrible moment for the AGMK goalkeeper, Botira Ergashev. We're talking about an international goalkeeper here as well. Couple of caps for Uzbekistan. 28-year-olds. It's happened to all goalkeepers of all levels, of that you can be guaranteed. It's Payam. Gobani. Ramin. Back to Payam. 10 minutes to half time. Probably more actually, with the injury to Denisov and the VAR check for the Zakipur goal that was ruled out. Giasov. It's a good ball through. Rakhmatov, oh, that is a wonderful, wonderful goal. AGMK level. And what a strike that is from Mirzakan Mirakhmadov to level for the home side. And Sepahan's lead wiped out after a matter of minutes. Fantastic hit. Well, he's the player who's had two sights of the Sepahan goal. The first one produced a wonderful save from Payam. The second, one of the most spectacular goals that you'll see in this round of Champions League football. He's onside, but he's got so much work to do here, and he just absolutely nails it into the corner. And it's AGMK 1, Sepahan 1. That is exactly what is expected of you when you play as the lone striker. Mirzakan Mirakhmadov with a miraculous strike. 1-1. Well, how much did they enjoy that in these parts? And it is their second goal in this Champions League group stage, but their first significant one, really. Pagnazari's goal was a mere consolation. There was a VAR check, but he was clearly onside when you see the replay. Well, it's been a difficult first half for Sepahan. Thought they were in front, only to be denied by VAR. Got themselves in front in the most bizarre of circumstances after the mistake from Ergashev. Just a few minutes later, they find themselves level again. Sepahan 1-1. That was wayward from Ergashev. It's a throw. Ramin with it. Back from Kayan. Bundled over by Komilov. Hands on the shoulder. The flag up against Issa. Hit long by Ergashev. Whistle's gone, free kick. trainer being called on again. Back on his feet again now, though, Issa. One or two instructions for Ramin, the right back, who's certainly been one of the standouts in this first half for Sepahan. Ryan Darbo with the free kick. All the way back to Payam. Handful of caps for Iran has Payam. He's 28, which is still considered relatively young for a goalkeeper. A couple of years playing in Portugal for Portimonense, making 2 appearances for them. Clearance away towards Giasov. Headed by Ramin. And now Kayan. Danesh. Darbo. Seen too much from Darbo going forward. He's held it together okay in the centre. It's breaking up most things that AGMK try to produce in that part. Here's Danesh. Zakipor hugging the touchline outside him. They're both a threat, the full-backs of Sepahan. Zakipor, we've seen his quality from set pieces and getting forward. And Ramin too on this near side. It's anybody's guess how much longer we have to play in this first half. 4 regulation minutes, but it's been a few stoppages. Clears. Solid header by Rachmanov. There's Darbo. Danesh back to Payam. It's Ramin. In terms of shots on goal, you wouldn't say there was too much in it, but I think Sepahan have been the better team. On the front foot again. Ramin swings the ball in. Starts off with the header away. Zakipor was lining that up, I think. Javad. And deflected behind for what will be a goal kick for AGMK. Who have been a bit backs to the wall at times. In the main have defended pretty well under pressure. Here's Darbo. Now Danesh to Gorbani. Player who's comfortable either in the centre of midfield or at centre back. Played in the centre with Darbo last time out, but partnering Danesh at centre back this time. It's Ramin. Komilov's throw. Sliding challenge was a late one on Kayan. He's never too shy in getting into the referee's ear. Was a foul though, in fairness. Kyan had got his body between man and ball first. Rakhmadov, who certainly produced the moment of the game so far with that wonderful equaliser for AGMK. Giasov. Kyan was stronger though. And now the counter on here with Javad. Reza getting a foot to it, and then it's driven in first time. And over the top by Issa. Problem here now for his strike partner Reza, who's down. It's the front of the thigh that he's holding. Certainly no foul from Sunatov, the substitute. It was a genuine collision. Minutes then to be added on at the end of what's been a very watchable first half. Komilov. Giasov with the little header on. He's been really busy actually. Kozimov as well in the centre. Both had decent games for AGMK. Skobani. Kyan. Fluidity of the Sepahan football is certainly a step up from AGMK. But in terms of chance creation, there's very little in it. Rakhmadov, who started the game in the centre, is pushed out to the right now. Zakipur with the throw, back from Darbo. Forward into the penalty area, and Ergashev with the header away. Slightly unorthodox, some of his goalkeeping at times, but effective nonetheless. There's Darbo. We've certainly seen the both sides of Ergashev's game in this first half. Just a couple of good saves. But the goal he conceded, a complete disaster. Danesh. Now Zakipur. Clipped in by Danesh. The header on by Ramin. He's the right back, but he effectively plays as the third striker. He's so advanced at times. Here's Zakipur. Fed on to Kyan. Exchanging passes with Issa again, but again, AGMK close ranks. Komilov. Now Giasov. Komilov just knocking the ball into touch. Problem here with Reza's thigh. He was holding that a few moments ago when he was down. This doesn't look good actually for the Sepahan striker. Freza just sportingly giving the ball back to AGMK, who can start again with Komilov. Sunatov, cleared by Agashev. Payam rather calmly playing the ball out to Zakipor. We move towards the final minute of the first half, although there's been a couple of stoppages during the stoppage time. Darbo. Gulbani. There's Danesh out to Zakipor. They like to make the pitch wide. Sepahan, Zakipor and Ramin holding the touch lines. The only time they're really coming off those is when Sepahan are on the back foot, which hasn't been a great deal in this first half, but they have just succumbed to a moment of brilliance from Mirakhmadov, who couldn't have hit that any sweeter. Gulbani. On by Danesh. Hasanov's was the last touch, so it is a throw to Sepahan, which Ramin will take. Darbo. Now Kayan. Not a bad delivery from Kayan, and then the header on was straight at Agashev, who immediately tries to launch it to Mirakhmadov on the counter. But again, more quality attacking play from Sepahan without an end product really. It was a rather tame header. There's Ramin. Darbo. Tessanov unable to control it. Darbo again. There's Ramin. Certainly one of the main players of the first half, the Sepahan right back. Mohamed Javad. Darbo. Now Kayan. And that is half time. And a thoroughly engaging first half in which Sepahan thought they were in front when Zakipor's free kick went straight into the back of the net. Ramin saw his effort denied by Ergashev, and then the resulting corner saw Ramin fire it straight in via the AGMK goalkeeper, who made a real hash of it. His blushes, though, spared just a few moments later when Mirakhmadov fired in a quite wonderful equaliser for AGMK. Ahmad Alali has had his work to do as well, showing one yellow card to Aria early on. Sepahan with plenty of the ball, looked the more creative side, on the side controlling the game. But in terms of chances created, AGMK have been pretty efficient. And so the two sides go in at half-time, level here at the AGMK Sports Complex. The half-time score, AGMK 1, Sepahan 1.
Okay, all the best. All the best.
Mama. Mama.
Welcome back to the AGMK Sports Complex in Al Malik. It's AGMK 1, Sepahan 1. Match day 3 of the AFC Asian Champions League from Group C. AGMK looking for their first point, let alone their first win of this Champions League campaign. Sepahan, who've drawn their only match so far. This is match day 2 for them in many effects because their match at home to Al Ittihad was postponed. It's been a really intriguing encounter. Sepahan dominating the ball, but AGMK looking a real threat on the counter. Sides out. Just about ready to go then for the second half. It's AGMK. We'll kick off the second half then. (1-1). The goals just a few minutes apart. Agashev, the AGMK goalkeeper, has been credited as expected with the own goal. Rakhmadov with a quite stunning equaliser, and he's chasing after that one. Back with Payam. Darbo's touch to Gorbani. So either side have made any changes. Oh, there you go. Just as I say that, Ismailov has been replaced by Fazilov. Second change for AGMK. Sunatov came on for Denisov, who took a whack to the head in the first half. Fazilov is a defender, so a straight swap for Ismailov. Danesh. Now Zakipor. On by Gorbani. To play that one through the middle. Fazilov got a touch on that. That's a clear foul right on the edge of the penalty area. Issa taken down. Now this certainly is a chance, although it might be one of those that's just a tad too close to the edge of the penalty area. Certainly a foul. There's a few that will fancy this as well. Ramin, Zakipor, both decent from set pieces. Ramin is over it. Reza as well is there. One of the centre forwards. Issa involved in conversation with Ramin, the right back. I think it does favour the right footer, just to the left side of the penalty area. So Ramin will certainly fancy this. Gashev on his toes. Four-man wall for AGMK. Trying to keep out the right foot of Ramin. Ramin hits it! Oh, it's superb! What a goal from Ramin! So much whip on the ball that caused so many problems for the opening goal from the corner for Agashev. But this time he was nowhere near it. The AGMK goalkeeper could only stand and admire. A wonderful free kick from Ramin. And it is AGMK 1, Sepahan 2. 3.5 minutes into the second half. The Iranian side are back in front. Well, we have seen two beautiful goals in this game this evening. You will not see a free kick struck any better than that. from that kind of range. The whip, the precision, and the power. Simply unstoppable. And before Agashev knew what he was doing, the ball was in the net. Here comes the response, though, from the home side. Decent foray forward from Kosimov. The whip he gets on the ball is so impressive, Ramin. And the right back is certainly a deserving goal scorer. He's been the standout for Sepahan. Can AGMK produce a quick response again, though? That's a poor delivery. Overhit in the end by Hasanov. Bunny. Given away by Kyan. Komalov sending that one into the corner. Sepahan with plenty of players back, though, and here's Marakhmadov. He's barely touched the ball, actually. Marakhmadov. The two times he has touched it, he forced a fine save from Payam and then scored that terrific equaliser. Here comes Sepahan again, though. They've got players forwards. Kosimov sliding in. Still, it's not away. It's driven goalwards and off target. Agashev happy to see that one past the post from Reza. Did well here to skip away from a couple of challenges and then just get the shot away. There's Giasov. Well, that's a foul. The referee has waved play on, though, and that's deflected. And that will be a corner. Tursunov continued to play. Giasov was certainly fouled there. The referee played the advantage, though, as Tursunov broke through. And then a good block by the defender. The flag has gone up here for offside, which seems rather a strange one. With Payam now. So for the second time in 2 games, Sepahan have scored twice away from home in Group C of the AFC Champions League. Just a couple of weeks, remember, till these two meet again. Zakipour's throw. Now Danesh. Back from Aria. Zakipour in space on this near touchline. Up on by Payam to Darbo. Zakipour outside him. Zakipour looking for options. Darbo. Oh, good ball in behind. They've got players over here. It's a terrific save from Agashev. Ramin again, the furthest forward, the right back for Sepahan. The more this game goes on, the more you feel that the Iranian side are beginning to open up AGMK at will. Three in the penalty area again for Sepahan. Still they can't get it away. Kayan in there. Shifted on by Javad. And they're really stretched now, AGMK. And it is a Sepahan corner. And Boakie is about to come on here. Third change. Kasanov, who is the player to make way for Boakie, who immediately has to come on and defend the corner. And that's a comfortable header for Agashev, just to see it wide. That's an attacking move, bringing on Martin Boakie, who is certainly a more attack-minded player. Now they do have bodies forwards. Komalov looking to get the cross in. The delivery in the end disappointing. You can see from the body language of Boakie. He was in space and the ball never came. Mistake here. Sepahan playing themselves into trouble and then finally getting out of it. Gurbani stepping in to win the ball back. From Valdagno in Italy, Martin Boakie, who's just come on. He's been playing in Uzbekistan for a while now. It's well travelled, played in Croatia prior to 2021. And spent a season in Luxembourg as well, playing for Jeunesse Desch. Back with Payam. Header away by Rakhmatov. Throw quickly taken. Rakhmatov. Well, he felt the last touch was off a Sepahan player, but the throw has gone in favour of the Iranian side. And here comes the Brazilian Nilsson. He's going to replace Mohamed Javad. Nilsson Junior, to give him his full name, not quite so junior anymore though, he's 32. A central defender. So a substitution that is something of a shoring up approach with a 2-1 lead. There's Reza. Can't help but feel though there's more goals in this for Sepahan if they go looking for them. Rakhmatov losing possession. And the foul on Kayan. He's a very difficult player to pin down, actually, Kayan. He's drifting around the midfield constantly, going from left to right through the centre. One of those really fluid players. And at times you can see the AGMK players aren't sure quite who should be picking him up. Foul that time by Kosimov. On by Nilsson. Bit of space here to deliver the ball in, and it's 3. Lovely ball right across the penalty area, and Reza is there to touch it in, but the flag is up. Well, they're almost getting through at will now, Sepahan. But the flag up on that far side as Reza buried it into the roof of the net. Let's see. Oh, does he touch it? That's the key, because Reza isn't offside. But I think Arya may well have touched that, and if he does, he was offside. And it looks as though that is the case. Reza certainly wasn't, and it was an emphatic finish. But for the second time, Sepahan have a goal ruled out. There's still half an hour to go here, though. You imagine this is being checked. The key is whether or not Arya touches it. If he doesn't, then it will be a goal. But you fear for AGMK here, because Sepahan have been a very different being in this second half. They dominated the first half, but in terms of goal-scoring chances, wasn't much in the game. But in the second half, they've been by far the better team. There's confirmation that it is indeed being checked. This could count, you know. It's the Arya touch that is key, because Arya is the player of anyone who is offside. I mean, he is in an offside position. But if he hasn't touched that ball and it's gone right the way through, Reza was a good 2 or 3 yards onside. Even with a video replay, some decisions are so difficult to make, because you can be talking about the most minimal of touches, which sometimes are nigh and impossible to see, particularly if the direction of the ball doesn't change. Well, as with the first one that was ruled out, the referee Ahmed Alali is going across to take a look. Reza's not the player in question. It's this here. Does he touch it? Ooh, almost impossible to tell. And that is what they're looking at. It's whether there's a touch from Arya. Yeah, it's a goal. He didn't touch it. And it is 3-1 for Sepahan. And well, they might celebrate. They've deserved that as well. And 3-1 is a more realistic scoreline, certainly the way the game's gone since half-time. Lovely delivery from Zakipur. And that's a great finish, you know, from Reza, because that was an awkward ball to deal with. Just pulled his foot away, didn't he, in the nick of time, Arya. And just as well he did. But credit Reza as well. Look at the way this ball is bouncing, a double bounce. It was kicked off the turf, kept his eye on it, and it's a really good finish from Reza. AGMK 1, Sepahan 3. 2 unanswered goals in the second half from Sepahan. And they're looking for more. And you wouldn't back against it the way they're dominating now. Zakipur. Clipped out to Danesh. Under pressure from Boakie, who really hasn't got himself into the game yet. Put on to partner Mirakhmadov up front for AGMK, but they're just not getting the ball, such as the dominance now of Sepahan. Flipped over the top. Issa is onto this. Twisting and turning, Issa. Rahman is forward again. Look at the right back in the centre forward position again. the number 9 for Sepahan. What an asset he is. Kyan. Here's Nilsson. Fabulous energy still, Rahman. 33 now, the Iranian international. Oh, neat football again between Issa and Reza. He's in behind, can he finish? Wrong side of the post. Lovely interplay though between Issa and Reza. Well, better finish there, and he would have been celebrating his second goal in quick succession. Just hurried into the shot in the end by the defender coming across. It's lovely football though from Sepahan. Komilov, Giasov. For the last 25 minutes, AGMK 3-1 down and heading for a third straight defeat in Group C. Here's Dabo. Touch on from Issa. Back to Agashev, who clears it away. That's a foul on Kyan. They've really found Kyan difficult to deal with in the midfield, AGMK. Must be the most fouled player out there this evening. Straight through the back of him again was Komilov. There's Boakier. Turned into Dabo. Boakier was strong though. And was being fouled by Dabo. The Italian winning the free kick. Giasov. Komilov. Now Rachmanov. Zakipor took that away rather comfortably. Now on by Aria. Dabo. Aria wanted too much time on it, and Fazilov took it away, but then delivered the ball a tad too early. And now Rahman. Great vision to slip that ball across, and Sepahan in behind again with Aria. Just couldn't pick out Issa with the delivery this time. Rahman. 1-2 with Kyan. Now Aria. 3 inside the penalty area for Sepahan. Dabo wins it back. Now Zakipor. Away from Boakier. Aria. There's a ball to nowhere really from Aria. 3 times now his use of the ball hasn't really been up to par. Aria in some decent positions. But Sepahan really settling into some neat football now with this 3-1 advantage and cruising here in Al Malik in Uzbekistan. Well, it's a nice idea, but Boakier didn't make the run, and that's the point that was being made. Gobani. Who did actually score the second goal for Sepahan in their first Asian Champions League group stage match in Iraq. Rustamov. All the way back to Ergashev. Rakhmadov unable to control it though, the ball just not sticking. Sepahan first to everything at the moment. Took them a while to get going. AGMK started brightly. You'd expect that though in continental club competition. The home side taking the early initiative and looking bright, but slowly but surely Sepahan worked it round in that first half. Were somewhat unfortunate not to be ahead at half-time. It was just that wonder strike from Rakhmadov. Saw AGMK in level at the break, but it didn't last long. 4 minutes, in fact, before Ramin fired in that superb free kick. And then Reza adding the third after a VAR check. Had one of those go either way, Sepahan. Darbo. Now Zakipor. Well, I'm not sure if he was going for goal there or delivering that. He did have a sneaky look up, you know, and saw Ergashev off his line. I think he fancied that. Nilsson. Now Payam. Now Danesh. There is a right back out there somewhere, you know, it's Ramin, who's nowhere to be seen. He's out again, hugging the right touchline. What a terrifically entertaining player he is. Fabulous career. Played at 2 World Cups. In 2018 and 2022, 2 Asian Cups, including the run to the semi-finals in 2019 for Iran. 33 and still loving his football. And still a mightily effective player. Look at the difference now. There was only 1 in it at one stage. Now Sepahan, dominant and on top in all parts of the game. Rakhmanov. Komalov. Now Rakhmanov. Fazilov. Rakhmanov looking up. Now they've run out of ideas a bit here, AGMK now. It's just a case of trying to get the ball up there to Rakhmadov and Boakye and hope that they can make something of it, but Sepahan are a bit too neat and tidy for that. Komalov. So they will have to rearrange that match without Ittihad on the 2nd of October, but they're putting themselves in a really good position. If they could win the return in a couple of weeks, which you would expect them to, they could be sitting on 7 points after the opening 3 games. Does look as though it's going to be a 3-way fight for the automatic place in the last 16 and for a potential 2nd position as well. AGMK with 0 points after 3 games, pretty much staring at the exit door, but they could still have a say in which one of the other 3 does make it through. Ramin, positive play again, almost picked out Issa in the centre, who's still in there. Header away by Rakhmanov. Well, here come AGMK on the counter. Oh, Nilsson, he was lucky there, you know, he got himself in a bit of a tangle and he was somewhat fortunate that Giasov lost his footing. In by Ramin. Now Tursunov. Giasov swings that cross in, headed away by Nilsson. Now Kayan, such a good runner with the ball, skips away from a couple of challenges. Picks out Reza. Well, he's in quite a bit of pain by the looks of it. He's showing the referee what looks like a potential cut or severe mark on his leg. I think there's suggestions there that the studs have gone in. I think both players are going for the ball there. He is caught. There's no doubt he's caught by Kosimov. It was a genuine attempt at the ball from both players. Inside the last quarter of an hour of regulation time. AGMK 1, Sepahan 3. And Sepahan, well worthy of the lead. Club, remember, who did reach the final way back now in 2007. Beaten by Aroa Reds of the J-League, current Asian champions. And there's the challenge again. Kosimov's not done a lot wrong there. If anybody was lunging in, it was Reza himself. The home fans getting a little bit frustrated. And it's Reza who's got the yellow card. I'm not surprised, actually, when you see that replay. It was the Sepahan striker who was lunging in. 9 times Iran have produced finalists in either the old Asian Club Championship or the AFC Champions League. 6 times they've lost in the final. Estigal have won it twice. PAS Tehran, the other winners. You're going back though to the early 90s. 1993, the last time a Iranian club was champions of Asia. Side that have always been one of the powers of Asian football internationally. They'd like the 4th goal just to make absolutely sure Sepahan, a 3-1 lead, can feel comfortable until you concede. Here's Murakhmadov. It would certainly get the home crowd going again if AGMK could produce a 2nd goal. Tursunov. Rachmanov. It's overhit by Murakhmadov. He certainly lit up the evening for AGMK, Murakhmadov, with that superb goal. It's a rather needless corner given away, and this is just the kind of thing I was talking about. If AGMK could grab something here, there's plenty of time to make it a very uncomfortable end to the game for Sepahan. 5 in there for AGMK. Swung in, that's not a bad delivery, but just a bit too much height and power on it. And Rachmanov unable to make something of it at the back post. Here's Gorbani. Now Boakie. Heavy touch though, picked up by Darbo. Now Darnesh under a bit of pressure, but wins the throw off by Ake. Throw for Sepahan, but the referee has other matters to deal with. Issa making his way to the near touchline, and they're going to make their change. Referee just telling him to hurry up and get on with it. So Issa replaced by Rezai. Ramin with the throw. Picked up by Kayan. Rachmanov's header. It's lofted forward for Rezai, the substitute to chase. And the whistle's gone. Just as well for AGMK. Almost won the ball. A double substitution, Yermatov is on. Bashridinov, who's just replaced Giasov. Darbo. Now Boakie, turned into Darbo though. Kayan. And Zakipor. Just got to keep the ball now, Sepahan, which in fairness they've done really well since Reza scored that third goal. Confirmation that it was Kosimov and Giasov, replaced by Bashridinov and Yermatov. Darnesh. And Yermatov cleared the ball away for AGMK. Played some neat football at times at AGMK, but just haven't been as consistent with their passing and delivery as Sepahan have. But much more of a cohesive unit, the team from Iran. Little turn by Bashridinov, but again the final ball too far away from Boakie, who was a willing runner, but the delivery again off point. Here's Nielsen. Now Zakipor. Darbo. Zakipur. Switched out by Nielsen. It's a lovely delivery as well. Inch perfect. Switching up the play for Sepahan. Well, it may be against AGMK, a side who have struggled in their opening couple of games in the Champions League this season, but it's a mightily impressive away performance. Doesn't matter who you're playing in continental club competition, it's always tough to go away from home. That's a lovely ball forward to Boakye, but he's pretty isolated. Bodies arriving now for him, but well covered by Kyan. He's had a terrific midfield performance tonight, Kyan. Not just going forward, his willingness to come back and help out, borne out by the breakdown of that last move there for AGMK. Danesh. Here's Nielsen. Carrying the ball forwards. We haven't seen too much of that sort of thing from Sepahan, in fairness, this evening. It's all been pretty measured. The game plan of Jose Morais has worked spectacularly well. Tursunov. Komilov. No way through there for Murakmadov. He's done really well to get on the score sheet tonight, actually, given the lack of service he's had, particularly second half. It's been much more one-sided since the break. Hyam clips it away. Opportunity here, maybe, for AGMK. Murakmadov chasing after that one. It's an AGMK ball. Get everybody forward for this, really. It's gamble time now, isn't it? 3-1 down. Handball by Kyan. Tursunov over this. Pretty disciplined, Sepahan. I can't think of too many set pieces other than corners that they've had to deal with. Dealt with that one pretty well. Zakipur coming across, although not the best delivery from Tursunov, the AGMK captain. In swinging corner. Headed away well. Launched by Ergashev. Zakipur's header away. Now Darbo. Playing their way out from the back again, Sepahan. It's going to be some game against Al Ittihad. The Saudi Pro League side will, of course, be the big favourites. There's Darbo. Key to qualification, particularly in the format where not all the runners-up in the groups qualify, is just not dropping those needless points that can sometimes happen in group stage football. Here's Reza. Slips it through, but too much on it. Much to the frustration of Kavai Rezai. Zakipur from Gobani. Zakipur, who stayed forwards. Aria. Okay, to make another change, Sepahan. As Payam sends it forward, the rather half-hearted press from Boakie. He knew that he wasn't going to get there. Palavan waiting to come on. Here's Kayan. Sepahan can make that change now. Palavan, who has one cap for Iran, coming on to replace Aria. Third change for Sepahan. Zakipur with the throw. And swings that cross in. It's a really good delivery. All the way to Ramin, but there's a foul in there. It's a free kick to AGMK. And we've almost had the first minute of 5 to be added on in this second half. There's Darbo. Now Zakipur. Palavan, who's only just joined the club this year. It's his second spell. He had a loan spell with Sepahan in 2014. So regular for Iran at under 20 and under 23 level, but taken that into the full squad. Kayam with the cross in towards Reza. AGMK get it away. Mirakhmadov. He's been the standout for AGMK, if not just for that one moment of magic before half-time. Could have had two, actually, had it not been for Payam making the save of the match before any of the goals were scored. Again, Sepahan defending the set piece well, with the minimal of fuss. Rustamov. Now Rachmanov. On by Tursunov. Look for the run of Boakie, but again the delivery was shy of the quality required. Tursunov's throw. Clipped on by Fazilov. Not the best of touches though, and then Darbo was beaten to the loose ball by Yermatov. Tursunov. Well, they've kept going AGMK, they just haven't had the consistent quality of Sepahan. Haven't been quite as adventurous either. Struggled to get bodies forward, and there's a yellow card out here for a challenge off the ball for Oybek Rustamov, and that will mean he will miss the return game in a couple of weeks' time. He was a yellow card away from a booking. From a suspension, rather. And it is Rustamov, and well, rather silly booking to pick up off the ball. Coming together with Darbo, and he's the third yellow card of the night. will mean a suspension. Boakye. He's been a real nuisance all night, Reza. Led the forward line really well. Scored the third goal. He and Issa combine well as a front pairing. Zakipor. Good run by Palavan. Just held up in the end, kept possession though, Zakipor, Darbo. They've shut the game down pretty much for the last half an hour, Sepahan. They've taken control, taken the sting out the game. And they have their first win of Group C in the 2023-24 AFC Champions League. The draw against Al-Quwa Al-Jawiya of Iraq in their opening game, followed up with a 3-1 win here in Uzbekistan against AGMK. In emphatic circumstances, they were well worth the victory. Ergashev's own goal gifting them the lead, but just moments later, Mirakam Mirakhmadov levelled for AGMK with a quite wonderful goal. But in the second half, Sepahan took full control of proceedings, and the outstanding right-back Ramin, the experienced Iranian international, capping a fine individual display with the second Sepahan goal just 4 minutes after the break. And then on 63 minutes, Reza finishing off a lovely move and a lovely delivery from Zakipor to make it 3-1. Needed a VAR check because Zaria was in an offside position. The replay showed he didn't touch the ball, and Reza's goal would stand after initially being ruled out for offside. For AGMK, it is a third straight defeat. I think their Champions League campaign is only going to last 6 matches this time around, but they are game, they are plucky, and in their remaining 3 games, there could just well be an upset in there. Despite the fact they probably won't be going through, they still can have a rather large say in who does from Group C. But Sepahan looked to be a mighty opponent for Al-Ittihad and Al-Quwa Al-Jawiya in the battle to qualify. Here though, they have their first win. It's finished AGMK 1, Sepahan 3.